Okay, today I am going through how to use make.com to automate your product creation in Printify and Shopify on your stores. So, if you don't know how this works, one of the reasons that I do this is to get affiliates for the various products that I use. So, I'll be using make.com, Printify.com, Shopify.com. And then just as a side, I won't be showing it here, but I can't say enough about Go High Level. So if you're thinking about signing up, my affiliate link for that is in the bottom. If you sign up for my affiliate program in any of these, it's the same price for you. And I'll send you the blueprint of how I do all of this. So make.com, basically you pay the same amount, but they give me a portion of that. So anyway, the affiliate links will be below. So this is the blueprint for my product creator. The products that I'm creating here are, I'm sure you've seen the I Love New York thing. So the last one that I did is I'm scared of Alabama, or it's in alphabetical order here, or I'm scared of Connecticut. I'm scared of Georgia. So it's a repeatable process, and it's easy to bulk create these images and load them up. The way that I have the file structure here is, whenever I need to change the automation, which is for me, whenever it's a new emoji, I have all 50 states loaded up. So uh, next one on my list, I'm all the way up through fear, and we got a fun one next. It is furious. So I'm going to be doing I am furious. Oops. I am furious at Alabama, or I am furious at uh, Arkansas, maybe? Okay. So, uh, anyway, the first module here is Google Drive. It is basically getting the folder that this is in. So I'll be doing Furious next. And in this case, I'm doing different colored shirts. So I have both Furious black font and I have Furious white font. And it goes without saying, I mean, for what I'm doing, it's important that these are transparent images. They're located in two separate folders, and within both of these folders, they all have the same file name. So it's just alphabetized 1 through 50. So in this case, the Furious White, number one will still be Alabama, and number five is, uh, did I click on number four? Okay, number four is Arkansas. And so, yeah, I mean, let's make sure that we have everything together. Okay, and number four is Arkansas. Okay, perfect. So I'm pulling that from the drive. The next module is I'm basically getting the file ID. So this is to download from the drive. And you can see, I think it's in here. The settings are that I'm pulling one at a time. I'm retrieving files with the right file extension, and I'm just getting one at a time from the drive. And then I'm going into the drive with the white font, and I'm searching for the exact term so that it always matches. So I'm looking for what it pulls, the name from this one, searching for the exact term, pulling one at a time. Downloading both of them. So downloading that file ID and downloading the number two file ID. From here, just the way that they're bulk created in Canva, I'm letting ChatGPT know that I've got a file named X, where X is a number from 1 to 50, and I'm just mapping it out to the right state. And, they're both the same name, so don't give me any additional information, return the name of the state only. And then here, I want to make sure that I get the two-letter abbreviation for the state. So what's the two-letter abbreviation? And so anyway, it's just to get the state full name and abbreviation. Uh, when I'm changing from folder to folder, the only things that I'm setting are these two drives. All the rest stays the same here, and then I'm setting the variables. So in this case, the value, this is what goes on the shirt, like I, whatever, and then the state. So I'm going to say I'm furious what at or with. I'm furious at, let's just say about. It seems a little more vague. And then the emoji description, furious. All of the rest autofills. So this is the result that I get from ChatGPT here. Um, I want to make sure I have black font, that's the file ID, white font, the file ID, that state abbreviation. And I'm going to go to my emoji keyboard, and I'm using Apple and WhatsApp emojis, but my system will only cut and paste these guys. So I want to get as close as I can. Pause while okay, so I put in angry. I think this is the closest that I'm going to get with these, which, is fine. So I'm going to put in the emoji, angry face, furious. Okay, so that's set. You can see in the next one, I'm creating the product description. So create a Shopify product description that features the phrase. And of course, if you're watching the video, you can pause here. Um, and use the variables emoji description, and state to craft a unique, engaging, and relevant product description. In this case, I want it to be a bit irreverent. So I said, right, like you're creating a post for Bro Bible, Barstool Sports, or Vice. Um, and it comes out, a little cheesy, but it does a reasonably good job. And then I want to use the same product description for a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, hoodie, or sweater, all of my products. You could, of course, create separate product descriptions in here and tie it to the separate products, but I figured I'd keep them all the same. So include the following sections in the description, a brief introduction, be a smartass about it, sentence or two list key features of the clothing type that's applicable to everything. So just talk about the cotton and the ink or whatever. So example variables, hot face emoji, Arizona, example output. And then I just wrote something that seems reasonable for the I'm hot in Arizona shirt. So yeah, again, I mean, pause wherever you want if you're watching the video. Past this. So next up, Printify. We're uploading, this is our black font image. If you want, you can map it out and see, it is that number 3 image. And then same here, you can map it out and make sure that it ties to what you want it to tie to. Then we're going to upload the white font image. It's the second one. You can map it out again, see that it ties to what we want it to tie to, the number 19 there. Okay, we're going to create our first product. And this is an enormous pain, but you just have to do it once. So I've got the title. This is that description I put in this case, I'm furious at or about the state, long sleeve shirt. Um, and then the description is that ChatGPT description. You pick, I don't want to mess up all this, but if you click here, you get all of the different products once you make your Printify connection up here. So I'm doing the long sleeve tee from SwiftPod, and this is where it's a pain. If you want to do a lot of variants, which I did, you have to put them all in, set the price, make it enabled, go through, set the price. So this is my small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL for white shirts, doing the same thing for sport gray, doing the same thing for light pink, doing the same thing for black and red and navy. And then also it's you can't really set the same profit margin setup that you can uh, within Printify. So you just have to do a flat price. This is how many cents it is. So dollars times 100. Print areas. So we've got small for the white. I want to print on the front of the shirt. And I'm actually going to pause here. Okay, and the reason that I paused is that I actually have a secondary workflow here to figure out the print areas. Because it's not always how it listed on the website. They can be a bit difficult to get. So this is a workflow specifically to get the blueprint of something. So if I want to go through, as an example, let's say I wanted to do sneakers and I don't know what the print area nomenclature is. I'm going to save that, and then this is going to list my blueprint variant. So I'm just going to run it and the results here. Um, and it should be in here somewhere. Let me pause. Okay, so I can see in my bundles here, number one, position back. I can see what the dimensions are. Position front, I can see what the dimensions are. And it looks like it's this way for everything for sneakers, for example. So you can put in with this blueprint, you're basically, it's get a blueprint, list blueprint variants, and that gives you your print area. So I'm going to move that back. That's how I made sure the position, in this case, front. I put in the ID of what the image that I want on there. Um, and this is basically, point 0.5, point 0.5 is right in the center, scale, angle. And I'm doing this for everything that I want the black font on. And then here for everything, the black, the red, the navy that I want the white font on, I'm putting in the other ID. So um, and then I want to tag it. I want to show that it's for states, in case I ever do cities or something. The product, the emoji description, the state, and the state abbreviation. And that is it for my long sleeve. After that's created, I'm going to publish the long sleeve and just making sure that I have the product ID that's tagged to what I just created. And I'm including all of the information. It's pretty similar. I mean, I'm doing the same thing for a hoodie, sweatshirt, t-shirt. I'll run through it real quick. So for the hoodie, description, state, hoodie, result. It's just a different blueprint ID. Um, there is something a little interesting on the hoodie. So, there's different colors because not everything I wanted was available. So I have a light blue here, which I didn't have for the long sleeve, but it's all tedious, but pretty straightforward. Um, but for the hoodie, the image that I put on was bleeding off the top. So for the hoodie, this scale, I'm scaling it to zero point 0.6. It just looked better for this clothing. So when you create a product, you can, of course, create it a bit different for whatever product you're creating. It's the same position ID, but if you're doing something like decals or whatever, it might be a bit different than just putting front in there. You can use that other blueprint. Again, publishing the hoodie, same thing. That ID 25 ties to right here, and I'm just including all of the information that I gave it. Same for the sweatshirt. Um, again, I just picked the blueprint ID, the print provider, and I've got all my variants in here for this, the pricing, and then below for which image goes on which variants. Publishing it, same thing. Creating the t-shirt, again, super similar to the other ones. And then kind of the final step here, I want to know after it pulls from the Google Drive, it's pulling one at a time. I don't want it to create the same t-shirt over and over. So what I'm doing here is this is move a file or folder, this here, and I'm moving it into a created folder. So I've already put that folder in there for my products. They're currently empty until they're made. And after it creates one of them, it's going to move the black font to that created folder under Furious. And it's going to move the white font to that created folder under Furious. Okay, and I think we're good to go. So again, just kind of to recap, what it's going to do, it's going to pull the files and folders out of the drive. Again, I have different images going on different variants, so it's pulling two for me. It's downloading both of them. If you're just doing one image, this will be cut in half, of course. I'm getting info that I want from ChatGPT based on the file name and just my nomenclature. Here I'm setting all of the variables up. I'm furious about, furious, and I'm just doing it one cycle, creating the product description here, uploading my images to use. I have two different images for the different variants, so I'm doing it twice. Creating and publishing all of my products. So I'm creating 4 products out of this. and then moving it so that if I run this, it knows to do the next one. So we're going to run this once, and let me zoom out so we can kind of see it working through. Okay, so it's pulling from the drive, everything's fine. And this one here takes the longest because it is getting a more lengthy description from ChatGPT. Okay, so you don't have to work that hard, ChatGPT. All right, great. Now it's uploading the images and creating our products. And it kind of picks them at random, so I don't really know which one is going to end up in the created folder. But let's take a look. Well, something went wrong there. Hang on. I was just impatient, didn't give it enough time for the move. So I'm Furious at Minnesota is our first up. And we can look in Printify here. And this store error it's just because, as you can see, I'm trying to make a lot of products. We just made four, it's automated. We're going to be making 200 per automation run. Let me refresh. And it's likely this won't actually publish to Shopify. This will give us a store error. Let me pause while it's uploading the images. Okay, we got a couple of them published here. So we can look at the I'm Furious About Minnesota hoodie and make sure that it looks correct in all of its colors here. And yeah, that looks good. I'm Furious About Minnesota. So uh, looking at the description, even Miss Mary Poppins would lose her sweet disposition if she had to spend a winter shoveling. So, okay. Um, it looks like it created a reasonably entertaining description. It's got all my tags, state, hoodie, emoji, Furious Minnesota, MN. And yeah, it looks good to go. And going back here, basically, as I do this, Shopify is telling me I hit my limit multiple times daily, but it looks like this one did publish. So we can go to our Shopify products here. And let's sort by created and newest first. And you can see we've got our I'm Furious About Minnesota items loaded right here into Shopify. So this store has not really been set up yet. Right now, it's in process of uploading the images, but you can see we've got all our variants in here, and it looks good to go. So there's not a whole lot to do, and we're able to massively upload products. And so what I'm going to do now, I see that everything was fine. You can test this limit here of scheduling, and depending on how many products you're creating per run, for me, I end up getting a Printify error if I lower it to 1 minute because I'm creating four at a time. But 2 minutes, I seem to slide by okay. So I'm just going to turn the scheduling on and auto create. You can see it is 4:19 right now. I will unpause in 5 or so minutes. Okay, I'm pausing. It's been about 4 minutes. You can see down here, and I've got another two created. Let's see. So that's the Minnesota one. That looks like probably New York and Michigan. So let's look in our Printify shop and just refresh here. Okay, and it looks like we've got I'm Furious About New York is published. Michigan is uploading images. We can take a look, see how it came out for New York. We've got all of our colors printed correctly as we want. Product description. It's talking about pizza blasphemy, or anyway, it's ChatGPT got mad at the pizza. It seems entertaining enough. We've got our tags down here ended up correct. I'm going to have to mass turn on economy shipping after everything's uploaded, but you can do that for all items at once, so I'm not too worried about that. And it looks like we're good to go. Let's check this out in Shopify. And oh, it's got even more that we haven't as we're talking. So I'm curious about New York Tea, the one that we were looking at. It looks like everything came over just fine. And uh, yeah, so that's that. So again, just a reminder, the reason I'm doing this kind of twofold. One, I'm helping out a buddy who's going to do the same thing and wanted a tutorial, but two, it's that sweet, sweet affiliate money. So if you have not signed up for any of these, again, same price. I'll send you the blueprint. Please use my link. It helps me a lot and lets me keep helping folks. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.